morning and welcome to Rise and 9, Monday, December 29th. We have special guest and Kristin's finishing something up. She'll be here in just a second.
She's in the studio doing
I hear her in the newsroom. Yes, she is.
Yeah, you can come in.
Right
yeah,
now.
I said I would start and then I would switch mics with you.
And we're like, all right.
Good.
And as
Hello,
soon as you're
Justin.
like, let's do this, then you're ready.
Here you go. Let's go.
Uh-huh.
I'll move this way, and then you go that way,
Okay, perfect.
and then that way
Swing
I
your
can go that
partner
way.
round and round.
So here, let me do this. This is
The
why it's
two-step.
not professional. It's not actually on air.
Thank you for getting
It's
me
internet
started.
stream, so I can just hold it like this.
Perfect. I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, it's good we have you here because actually it's been a really busy morning with weather.
There were 30, 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts that kind of blew through the area, blowing and drifting snow. The good news is the winds are going to die down eventually, but it has just been a mess out there, especially in rural areas. I don't know if you had a chance to talk to any of your family up in Northeast Iowa.
Yeah, they said it was blowing just a lot of snow up there, and it sounds not so good. It seems like they got more snow than we did to it. Like the whole ground was covered. They're going to have to get the tractor out and get things moved around this morning.
That's when you know it's enough snow when you get the tractor out and do
Yeah.
it. But the good news is the winds will come down. We'll clear out. We're actually going to get some sunshine today. It's going to be cold. Temps are in the teens, and then single digits tonight, but sunnier skies tomorrow, and we'll have warmer weather to look forward to. Maybe a little snow for Christmas, or excuse me, New Year's Eve. Sorry, old habit.
That already happened.
New Year's Eve into early New Year's Day, but then warmer weather. So that's my portion of the show. I will yield my time to the representative from the left side of the anchor desk. There
Thanks
you
for
go.
getting us started,
Yeah.
Justin. Appreciate it.
Oh,
I'm
that-
just going to clip this on.
Yeah, we still have some road impacts. Iowa Interstate 35 closed from Ames all the way up into Albert Lee, Minnesota, and even section of Highway 18 closed around there, around Mason City. So it's not good if you have to be out driving in the northern part of Iowa this morning.
Yeah, also lots of flight impacts. I know Jocelyn was out at the Eastern Iowa Airport yesterday talking with people dealing with delays, and we had that live look this morning during the morning show with several delays, even some cancellations due to weather impacts this morning.
Right. Hopefully, there we are in this time between Christmas and New Year's. Hopefully you can stay home from work and schools are all out, but lots of people like we still have to go into work too.
I know. Luckily, this did happen at a time where, like you mentioned, schools are out. Maybe a lot of people have time off work between Christmas and New Year's, so hopefully just less traffic in general. That always can help out. But yeah, just not great out there this morning. I even noticed in Cedar Rapids, First Avenue is such a well-traveled road, but because of those winds, it was so covered on the way in this morning.
Right, we talked about that a little bit. Some of those north-south roads, like I-35, 150 around Independence, those always blow shut so quick just because the snow is blowing east to west or west-east or whichever way that is, not north and south, that it blows that road right up. But yeah, yesterday we were just seeing that rain come down and it was starting to puddle up in my backyard. I'm like, I hope this can dry out in time, because if that would have froze right away, that would have been so much worse. So happy that didn't happen.
I know, me too. I was thinking the same thing because it was really wet outside in my neighborhood. I'm like, I hope it doesn't drop, quick enough that this is to freeze. But that wind was so loud overnight. It woke my son up 3 different times before I left, just banging on the windows, and I could hear my neighbor's stuff blowing around. It's really loud.
Up to 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, but that is dropping throughout the day. And in that wind, even if we didn't have a lot of snow, it's just blowing it everywhere, making it hard to see. I almost got kind of dizzy on my drive into work on Highway 100 because it was like swirling in the road.
It was swirling.
Like trying to keep it between the yellow and the white lines.
Yeah.
And there's no traffic, which is good, but it is just a little bit harder to know where the road is at that point.
It kind of looked like there was some kind of fancy fog machine on the ground too. But no, just that strong a wind.
Yeah.
And also happening today, National Guard soldier's funeral. This is for Staff Sergeant Edgar Torres Tovar. This is happening at 11 o'clock in Des Moines. He's one of the Iowa National Guardsmen who was killed in an ambush attack in Syria earlier this month.
Yeah, on December 13th, that attack also killed Staff Sergeant Nate Howard of Marshalltown, and his funeral service was Saturday. Had a huge outpouring of support for that family at the Marshalltown High School. But today's service, the family is asking if you want to support them to show up in the processional. That will be from the church to the Iowa Veterans Cemetery after that service at 11.
Yeah, it'll be a good turnout again today, I'm sure. Yeah, very hard there. Also today in Working, Iowa, I visited a family farm. This was a fun story. I really enjoyed this one.
This is they're doing such a different thing that I've never really heard of before.
Yes, no, and it's because it's not super common. So they're creating gluten-free beer. They're doing the entire process on the farm. I should mention this is in Cascade. It's called Crispy Boy Brewing. And so they're using millet. So they're growing millet. And then it just looks like birdseed, he described to me, but I saw a bag of it. Really interesting. They're malting it, everything there on the property. They built a whole building. They brought in all this equipment. And they're turning it into gluten-free beer to hit this niche market for people who had celiac or just want a gluten-free option. And they're doing it. And this beer now is spreading to all kinds of local bars and restaurants.
And I love what he said, too, about keeping it family focused, because that is the case for so many farms. So it's the same kind of idea, even though it's a completely different product they're growing.
Yeah, I got there and he had his kids similar to my kids' ages. And it was so cool because they were inside the building where they're doing all of this, and they're just riding bikes around. They're spending time with mom and dad as they're working. And it just really kind of something that they're hoping they can pass down to their kids someday. So they're trying to kind of create that foundation. And this is actually the farm that the farmer grew up on. And now he has his family there and his wife. And something else, too, they're working on in Monticello is going to be a joint tap room for Crispy Boy Brewing, but then also a coffee shop. So they'll be able to reach people looking for coffee, too.
That's nice in Monticello. It's a big town, but not huge. It doesn't probably have a ton of options for things like that.
Yeah, and the coffee will be called Sugar Bell Coffee. And one thing they mentioned, too, you mentioned like options, is they're going to have an event space there, too. They were telling me, there's not a lot of places for weddings out there in Monticello. So you could hold a wedding there. They're going to have this whole venue. So that's something that's in the works. But if you want to try Crispy Boy beer, I would check their Facebook page because they're constantly posting new places. I spoke with the head brewer. He takes this little travel keg around.
This is kind of funny,
Yeah, he just carries this little travel keg around. He can pour pints out of it. So he'll walk into local bars just to sell this, and market. And they said he's doing a great job because they're rapidly expanding to all these places. There's several in the Cedar Rapids area and different communities across eastern Iowa. But their goal is to eventually get this all across the state.
That is very interesting, and then they're doing all that, everything horizontal right from their farm.
I know, that was the part that was so unique. They said they believe they're the only ones doing this, is literally from scratch growing the crops and turning it all the way into beer without ever having left the farm. All local, just really neat story.
It is very interesting. And we have a lot of focus on family when it is Christmas time.
I know, I had such a good Christmas. It's always hard coming back the first day after a holiday. Not because I don't love my job and love all of you here, but it's just, you get in a totally different routine. Like we're up so early during the work week, but being on Christmas I was gone 5 days, it's like, you completely change that routine, I'm sleeping in, I'm staying up later than I normally would be, just surrounded by family, and then it's just a quick wake up on Monday morning.
It was here working over Christmas, did have Christmas Day off, but it's never stops, right?
Yeah, I know, but it was so good. I know, we saw my husband's family on actual Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and then we saw my family the day after on the 26th. So my kids got to run around with all their cousins on both sides, and just lots of family time, lots of good food, ate tons of good food, actually. Still have lots of leftovers.
Oh, the best part.
So it was really nice. How was your Christmas?
It was good. It was quieter than we intended. Had some illness at our house, but it was just cozy to be at home.
Yeah, and honestly,
we had to work a lot too, so that works out.
With the weather over the weekend too, not so bad. Like yesterday was the perfect day to do nothing.
Exactly.
But here we are. We're back, and it'll be a good week this week, New Year's, but after today, it seems like the weather will calm down for the most part.
Yeah, maybe a little clipper on New Year's Eve, but we're still a couple days out. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, but it was a good weekend overall. I'm trying to think of what else we did besides this. Once we got through the Christmas, it was mostly, honestly, installing toys. Those it's a whole thing, getting them all out of packages and then putting them all together. I'm like trying to build, my son got these dinosaurs that you put together with screws. I'm trying to build all of these things. But it was just a really great Christmas. Once we had everything put together, pretty much just chilled all weekend and let them play with all their new stuff.
Yeah, that's nice. And we still have some family Christmases coming up in January, so it doesn't seem like Christmas is over.
Yeah, it's nice when it can stretch out like that. And then, of course, you always got the New Year, so more to look forward to. Before we know it, it'll be Valentine's Day.
Yeah, lots to enjoy before then, though.
Thanks for joining us this morning on Rise and 9.
Have a great day.